dun, 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 in your soul. Dun, 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 what am I doing here? Who am I? What am I doing with myself? If your claim to security or some sense of power is a title such as, your friend group, friends, family, parents, being a parent also, we know those titles that people, cling to. If it's you're in it for the security, you're in it for the social validation, you're in it to not be lonely, you're in it to not be alone, you're in it for what, a sense of purpose, then it is high time you rethink that. Because you're the only person who can give yourself purpose. You're the only person who can give yourself security. You're the only person who can instill a sense of power. You are the only person who can give yourself a sense of belonging. Because what this means when you're dependent on titles is that you're looking externally, and there is a construction. There is a construction right here. You're externally looking for validation. You're externally looking for your place in life. You're externally looking for a position. You're externally searching for yourself. You're using other people, places, things to find yourself. Yet you are right here. The answers you are seeking are inside, but because the questions that you have to ask are difficult, you do not want to do that, because it is easier for you to get that sense, goodness, this noise is too much, for you to get that sense of security is easier while you're in a group of people. It is easier while you're in a already predefined area of people with set terms and conditions. You do not have to set your own terms and conditions. You do not have to be accountable to yourself. You do not have to ask yourself some difficult questions. Link in bio. I have 5 difficult questions for you if you want to start there. You are going to be lost, because when this group demands the ultimate loyalty that will cause you to be unloyal to yourself, and then you do that because you do not want to be alone, later on down the line you will sacrifice yourself, and you will know it because you'll be unhappy. You will know it because you'll realize that you're giving too much of yourself and you're receiving nothing in return. So you're out here being in love with titles. You're out here under the coverage of, people and places and things and whatever, and you're getting that momentary satisfaction. It is, you're not delaying, what am I saying? Delayed gratification is not in your head. You just want it now. You want all these things now. You don't want to earn yourself as a person. You don't want to earn yourself as a parent. You do not ask yourself, what would it mean, or what would it look like being a parent, for example, if I'm going to set these standards for myself. So you're out here also, carrying on generational curses, trauma, because you're not thinking for yourself. Oh, we've always done things like this. This is how things are done. And then when you're asked for a personal reason, why are you doing this and that? Time is moving fast. Okay, no. This is what you've had. This is what you've been told. You suddenly start fumbling. You don't know what to say. It is because you've not asked yourself, what does it mean to be A, B, C, and D? What does it mean to be a family? What does it mean to be a friend? What values do I adopt myself before demanding other people to adopt these values? Those are the difficult questions. Dear friends, my arm is tired. Those are the difficult questions that you have to ask. You cannot run away from them. I mean, you can. You can, until you cannot anymore. Until the pain pushes you or you are forced. And that is after damage has been done. Maybe to your children, to yourself. You have not achieved anything. You find yourself in the same exact position as your 4 fathers and 4 mothers, 4 sisters, 4 uncles. You're just playing the same cycle. Everybody's doing the same thing. Nobody's curious. Nobody's wondering, why is our family tree riddled with this one issue? There's this one issue. You're not curious to understand why the same thing plays out in our family. The same, I keep finding myself with the same kind of people, experiencing the same problems. Different faces, same problems. You're not curious. Trouble, friends. That's trouble. Better ask those difficult questions. You have to be accountable to yourself. There is no other way to do this thing. You have to cry sometimes. You have to cry. You have to cry. Release that sadness. You have to be in that space of shame and guilt and confusion and wondering, what the hell am I doing and where am I? That's how you go through the pain. That's how you go through the pain, friends. Yeah. Just going through the pain is necessary to go through the pain. Can't avoid it. Well, as I said, link in bio, there are some 5 difficult questions if you want to start, if you want to find out where you can start. 5 difficult questions. That, burying deep in your soul. What am I doing here? Who am I? What am I doing with myself? Is what you're supposed to do. I'll see you again next time. Bye, Z's.